The easiest way to get sound out of the program is to play an instrument directly with a MIDI keyboard. So let's start there. And first we need an instrument. So I activate one of the instrument slots, click here in the middle where it says N for none to get the patch editor. And I just select an instrument, and we have the hardware we added earlier, and then I'll just select a Bacil. The blue button here would open the interface for Bacil, which is exactly the same as this blue button. And there we have an instrument already. Now we need sound from the instrument, so you would then select the input, where you see the hardware ports since they are physical, where VSTs get added dynamically to the list. So I select Bacil as an input for this mixer channel. And then we need to send notes to the instrument, which is done with this module here, which is really easy to work with for setting up direct play. The orange number is your MIDI input channel, so I set that to 1, 0 being disabled. And these two numbers are then the range of notes to listen to. So scroll that all the way up, this already being all the way down. We have the full range of notes. And again, hardware instruments always there, but VSTs have been added dynamically. And the other ones here are then for sending notes directly to mixer VST slots for various effects that take note input. So I select it here and we're ready to go. Just turn on DSP processing. I turn on recording so I can mix the sound with my voice later on, and we can play. And this module is really great for making big layered sounds, or setting up the keyboard with different split zone with different instruments, or even offsetting one instrument. Like if I set the green thing here as offset, so I set that to 12, I'm playing an octave higher, and I could quickly do like this, for example, and then have that same instrument double with a fifth above that to have a nice harmonic thing going on. Now, PB is pitch bend, whether to listen to that or not, and D is drone mode, where the key works as toggles instead, that you can turn on and off. Here you can clear, by the way, if you forget a note. So yeah, now we're already playing, and to make a loop out of that is really, really easy. If you look here, the timer is off, and the default timer 120, but if I click here on the record button on one of the MIDI looping tracks or dot plates, it awaits my first note. So if I just quickly play something, then the second time I press, it calculates the tempo and starts everything, and it's playing the loop, currently in overdub mode, so I could play other things along with it, which I can turn on and off here. The green is then for stopping and starting the loop. This is only the control information, the notes I played on the keyboard that are being looped, so I can still make changes in the various modules and this affecting what is actually played, giving me a lot of flexibility to improvise with what I looped. Of course, a very big part of the program is that all the modules have independent memory management and preset management and so on, which I'll just quickly demonstrate. If I click the store button here, I get the preset page for this module, and I could then call this fifth, for example, store it as number 1 by clicking the store button here. See, it updates already. And then the other one, for example, I could then, so okay, we have an octave above, I could call that octave, store that as number 2, and then I could switch between these two, similar to by doing this, or by using keyboard shortcuts, which we'll get to later. It's quite a great system. I can even loop these keyboard things. So for example, I can have it change like this automatically, even though looping the keyboard can be both very powerful and dangerous, which we'll see later. And yeah, then we already have a not so remarkable thing going on, but starting from nothing. The names are optional, but it's really good to use to avoid permanent brain damage. So yeah, let's do something more interesting and look at some modular sequencing.